Hey y'all, I'm Brooke Hoover, a Louisiana native, actor, writer, and comedian. I've lost 100 pounds through diet and exercise, or shall I say, lifestyle changes. My 20-year and counting health journey has taught me that just like taking a diet pill for weight loss, body positivity doesn't magically happen overnight. I'm working on regaining my self-esteem and rekindling my love affair with Cajun and Southern comfort food in a healthier way, all the while juggling eating as clean as I can, reestablishing myself in the entertainment industry, which, as we know, is historically fat-phobic, all the while showing my inner fat girl some love. That's fat with a PH. Pretty hot and tempting. Let me tell y'all a tale or two. Hey y'all, it is Brooke with a special guest today for the Who's Dat Fat Girl podcast. This is one of my bestest friends, soul sister, Amy Fulgham. I will let her introduce herself.
Thank you so much for having me on here, Brooke. This is exciting and fun and funny.
Yeah, girl.
And the dogs are in the background, and you know, it's just old hometown week.
Hometown podcasting, girl.
Love it.
Amy is one of my oldest and dearest friends. We met, back in, I think, I'm crazy that I know the date. And I only know the date because I did not change my flights because I said, this is going to be something good. Brooke, you're going to get better for this. I was deathly ill around Thanksgiving of 2009. And the shoot was November 30th, 2009. Because of the strike, we can't mention the name of the show.
Okay.
But I flew back up, and I'm so glad I did because that's how I met you, Lynn, many of our other wonderful friends.
Oh, yeah.
So
we made a lot of good friends and that have lasted. And it also helps that we both live in Jersey City.
It helps that we both live in Jersey City. So y'all, it was like 2009, and it's the butt crack of dawn, not even dawn yet. It is dark. It's like maybe
early.
4:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
We had like a 5 or 5:30 call time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm at the Exchange Place Phat, and I see this Gil in pajamas, because I'm also in pajamas, getting off at the World Trade Center stop. And I look at her and I'm like, well, she's not a construction worker. And the only people awake that early are construction people, or like probably actors who are heading to set, and whores. And we actually turned out, we were both
whores.
And then I see this Gil, who's Amy, spoiler alert, it's Amy. She also, we get on like the C or the E train, and we take that all the way to Bed-Stuy. And finally we get off at the same stop, and I'm like, I'm talking to her. We're clearly going to the same place.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey girl, do you know where Holding is? I'm sure you're here for the same thing. And Amy opens her mouth, and right away I'm like, what part of the South are you from?
I knew right away that, we both knew. Oh, are you from the South too? Or you just came from Jersey City too?
We're like, what? So I'm from Louisiana, as y'all know, and Amy is from my sister state, Mississippi.
Yep.
And Amy and I just got to talk, and we both have a love of Franciscan ware and fiesta ware for our houses, mismatched dishes, home stuff.
Sort of vintage stuff.
Joan Wash England, the color pink.
Yes.
We're both wearing pink today. We did not plan that.
But we also had, from pretty early on, we had like a health connection too.
I didn't even write that in my notes here, Amy, but you're so right. I was like, I don't want to say halfway through, because we never finish our health journey, but I was on another part of my health journey at that point. Kombucha had just come out.
Oh, yes.
Right? Regan had brought us kombucha one day.
Kombucha.
So we connected on that, and we ended up doing, Amy and I, because we live so close together, we did a Groupon together at a yoga place in Hoboken.
Yep.
And my favorite class, I don't know if you remember this, Amy. It was in the fall. It was a little mystical that day. It was a Sunday evening, and we went to Hoboken North, or Uptown Hoboken, as they call it. And we did a restorative yoga class.
I don't even remember the restorative yoga, but I remember us going to yoga classes in Hoboken, but I don't remember this restorative one.
I remember it
so cool.
So weirdly, only because that studio closed down up there. And I was like, I really like that location. And I liked the idea of doing yoga with pillows, because I'd never done that before. Believe me, we will be talking a lot more about yoga with pillows in just a second.
But you also got me, really early in our friendship, you got me following some book and doing what turned out to be a vegan cleanse.
Oh my gosh, that's right. And in one of my podcast episodes, I think I mentioned that we did. It was a very hardcore cleanse.
Yes.
We were vegan, caffeine free, flour and refined carb free.
No alcohol.
No alcohol. No fun.
Yeah.
A fun cleanse.
I mean,
it was hard.
Could we have nuts? We could have nuts, maybe.
We could have nuts.
Nothing else.
No fun. But it was basically like every single thing that you can get easily, you cannot have. So that's, I think, the first time I really started prepping my food and bringing it with me. And Amy, you had found like the powdered, I say powdered eggs, but it wasn't eggs. It was some powdered thing that we could use in place of eggs when baking our concoctions.
Yes, and I remember you talking about that because the front of the box was so old-fashioned. You said you can tell they don't have any kind of competition because they obviously haven't changed the front of their box since 1970.
That's right. Gosh, we gotta look that up. It was like not alma seed or something else. That's
egg
something
replacer.
Totally different. Egg replacer. Nothing even fancy.
Yeah.
And now we know that flax seed is a much better, probably cheaper and easier to find egg replacer, but we still have to look this stuff up. But y'all, Amy is, her background is a dancer. She has her MFA in acting, but Amy has transitioned to not to being just a yogi, but being a yoga teacher. So I'm going to let her talk about her journey into that, her training and all that, because I've been really lucky. Oh, I'm going to get a little mushugana and start crying here to chills, but really look at my arm here, to see Amy's journey along the way. I think she's a perfect yoga teacher because she represents what yoga is all about, which is not just, oh, let me twist and bend and take an Instagram photo. It's about healing from the inside out and from the outside in. So take it away, Gil.
Sweet. Thank you, Brooke. And you've been a great, guinea pig for me on my yoga therapy journey. But to start from the very beginning, I mean, I used to take classes here and there at gyms and like free classes. And I even did an Anna Forrest weekend back in around 2000. It was a whole weekend workshop. And I was thinking, oh, yeah, I should be a yoga teacher. And by the end of that weekend, I was like, oh, my God, this is so boring. I can't do another chaturanga. And it was just obviously I just wasn't at the place ready for it, you know. And then after grad school, I found a Jivamukti yoga in Jersey City. And it just filled this need. It was kind of like going to church on Sunday mornings at 10 o'clock and the chanting. And it was pretty hard yoga, too. Like the yoga asana at Jivamukti was enough. It was like, it was hard enough that I needed after grad school and all the movement that I did in grad school. And like you said, I used to be a dancer. And so I needed something that was physically hard, but it also had sort of that, like old church kind of feeling too. I mean, I grew up going to church, you know, and actually Austin Sanderson, who leads the one in Jersey City, he now has his own brand, but both of his grandfathers were preachers, and both of my grandfathers were preachers too.
Wow, I didn't know that about both of your grandfathers.
Yeah.
Whoa, she's the granddaughter of a preacher man.
Yep.
Preacher man, wow.
And he was too, and I think I think he feels like he's holding church when he has his classes, and that was just what I needed at the time. And so I kept going, I kept practicing, and then I started thinking, you know what, I really need to be a yoga teacher, and I was saving money for the Jivamukti yoga training, which would be very expensive in India for a month. And then they closed their location in December 2019 in the one in New York City. So I decided to go to one in Hoboken, Asana Soul Practice. And I started that, I think it was February. Well, it was February 2020, so you know what happened. Dun, dun. And so then we got about halfway through when the pandemic hit, and it was like, well, we have to close this weekend, but I'm sure we'll be back next weekend, maybe 2 weekends. You know, everybody thought we were just going to be right back.
We'll be right back, yeah.
So we finally finished on Zoom, and then Austin asked me to do a mentorship with him. And that really helped me. And he hired me, and I started teaching for him. And now I have almost 1,500 hours of training.
Oh my goodness.
I'm close to being finished my yoga therapy certification as well.
Wow. Archer just barked. He applauds that.
Yeah.
Well, we were doing yoga. Amy came over and did a private lesson. We were doing yoga in the backyard one day, and Archer came out and gave us a little
downward dog,
and he smelled like Harry's cologne. It was rather fun. So, and Amy, talking about like the ritual of it, that it is like a church. Like tonight, you have a free yoga. I'm saying tonight, this will actually air after the free yoga. So y'all, sorry you missed it, but no, there will be more, and that's why we're talking here. But there is a ritual to it. Amy recently led us in a yin and yoga nidra series on Sunday evenings. She's doing a class tonight. I'm saying that September 10th, whatever today is, in the evening. But then you have another class starting up on September 24th. And I think there's something and your other yoga classes that I've done on Zoom, and I should mention this, they're all on Zoom. They're accessible. You have people tuning in from all over the country, all over the world, I believe. Yeah. I believe you have international students. But there's something very ritualistic about doing it on a Sunday evening. So do you want to talk about specifically the types of yoga? I know you practice all the yogas, but I know for the classes, you specifically will do yoga nidra and yin yoga.
Yes.
Can you kind of comment on that? And versus, I think most of the world, I say most of the world, I'm incorrect, most of the Western world, most of America, most of the gills on Instagram think vinyasa when they first think about yoga. But can you kind of talk about the different ones?
Well, so the yin and yoga nidra together. And I started doing a yin series a couple years ago on Zoom on Sunday nights. It was a chakra. I think you were a part of that.
Represent.
It was chakra inspired. And yin, you hold the poses for 3 to 5 minutes, and you hold it long enough for the fascia, the connective tissue, to start relaxing and stretching out a little bit. You have to hold it for a while before that has a chance to relax. And so yin, you're holding these poses 3 to 5 minutes, and it goes really well with yoga nidra, which I really started doing yoga nidra when I was getting my yoga therapy certification. And it means yoga sleep. Mm-hmm. And it really is a meditation that you can do lying down, and it takes you through, it enables your brain to relax and get to a theta wave. I mean, that's really relaxed. And it's like meditation, and it usually includes a body scan. So people who get fidgety, they can kind of concentrate just on the sensations in their body. And then it leads you through, well, in yoga and Ayurveda, they think of the body as having 5 sheaths. The outside sheath, the physical sheath, and there's a mental sheath, and then there is a bliss body and a wisdom body. The bliss body is like the most central, that's most like the cosmos, the part of us that is a part of the cosmos, and it helps you just relax down to be in touch with that level of your body. So, and I figured out that, some people are kind of Zoom fatigued, but I figured out with this, you don't have to look at the screen.
Right.
And I do it Sunday nights, 8 to 9, so that people they're already doing that yoga sleep. They can just turn off the computer and just go right to bed if they're ready for it, so. And
I literally have done that. I've done the, yin yoga where you're stretching, releasing the muscle, because I have a lot of tension in my muscles because, like you, I'm a very active person, but I don't always stretch properly enough afterwards. And the yin yoga, it's beyond just stretching. You're really releasing all those, the fascia underneath. And then when you're doing the yin yoga, I've fallen asleep. And that's rare for like a type A crazy personality like me. What I love about the yin yoga, you're literally just laying there, and Amy will say, right thumb, right, whatever this is, pointer finger, whatever it is, you're literally going digit by digit, moment by moment. So that monkey brain doesn't go all over the place. Whereas with certain other types of forms of meditation, for my brain, it goes all over the place. So I recommend yin yoga to everyone since Amy's class. I've been doing it every day, like a YouTube video, or I'll replay Amy. See, Amy will send you the replays. And I have noticed a difference. I've been suffering from vertigo, and it's been helping with that. I do notice a difference when I don't do it, or like Amy and I were just talking before we got on here, if I don't eat protein, I also notice a difference with the vertigo. But really, the yin yoga is a game changer. And it's also, Amy's last class was about rest. And it really forced me to just rest. Right now, during the strike, you know, you would think they would say, okay, actors, okay, everyone, let's take a moment to just reset. But no, they're like, what are you doing? What's that next project you're working on? What's that micro budget you're working on? Work on your own shit. Generate. I'm like, dude, I was generating since the moment I came out of the womb. Let me just chill. So that's what yoga nidra and yin yoga do. And I mean, even within like the realms of yoga, I used to think, and some days I'll feel this way, like I've got to get in a good vinyasa. I also am a fan of the hatha yoga. Isn't that where you hold the poses a bit longer?
Yeah, that's
but
a
you're
little more than
heat?
vinyasa. Yeah, you hold it, but not as long as yin.
But not as long, exactly, but not as long as yin. And for yin yoga, Amy will help you modify, bringing back that restorative yoga element where you get the pillows. Or, you know, I have one, Amy's sitting kind of on one of the random pillows that I use. Like, just bring out your random pillows and blankets, and your dogs will come sniff your feet and your heads and your butts. And it's a great time. Or your cats. Amy has cats. So, you know, what I really think is funny, like strange and funny, more so funny, strange than funny, haha, is that I have a whole podcast episode about this. But back in the day when I first started doing yoga, and for so long in my life while doing yoga, I was not a skinny white chick. I was a fat white chick doing yoga. And there's this whole thing in the Western world, again, especially in America, where it's like, I'm a skinny white girl in my Lululemons doing my yoga. And I really think it's important to squash that belief. I know, Amy, you're all about that. So I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about that, comment on that, like, vibe a little bit.
Yeah, I think people, it has gotten to that point that a lot of people think of, oh, yoga, I can't do yoga. I'm not skinny. I'm not white. I don't have $100 yoga pants. And I really saw it, maybe just because I was more aware of it since I was just immersed in yoga when the pandemic hit. But I, through my other trainings and stuff, also, I started being aware of these different influencers that were really trying to break people away from that. Like, there was so much more. And yoga goes back 5,000 years, way before Lululemon pants came along.
Way before skinny white girls were like, you know, doing their little basic bitch thing, you know?
Yeah, and I think people really started trying to open it up and trying to make people realize that you can do chair yoga. You can be old and wearing your leisure suit or whatever. You can be...
I would love to do yoga in a leisure suit.
In a leisure suit.
Yeah. No, but I know what you mean. Keep going, girl.
You can do all kinds. I mean, you don't have to be that limited one kind of person. And, I mean, I have noticed, I've gone to some studios in my training, and, you know, at certain studios, that's who seems to be doing the yoga, especially the vinyasa or the hot yoga. And if I go to a restorative class or a yin class, I see a little more diversity. But I really started to become a lot more aware of all of people that were trying to shake things up and saying, listen, this is not what yoga is. This is not just for skinny white chicks.
Right. Yoga and exercise, health, wellness, must be accessible to all. And I know that's one of your goals, because your upcoming I'm saying training, your upcoming course is very affordable. It's more, you could get, I think, is it 7 that you do?
It's 7. The next series is 7 classes, because we're going to focus on the 7 chakras.
And,
and it's going to be $70. So
$10 a class, y'all. I mean, most yoga places, as y'all probably know, are like some places that I've even seen like $70 for 1 2-hour class. Yeah, I've seen crazy stuff. And I'm like,
That's
please,
so
I'm not
much.
even doing a Groupon for that. But this is very affordable.
It's affordable, and I have people in my class that are in their 70s that that have been taking my yin series and the yoga nidra, and also came to and I guess I can go ahead and talk about
please
this too.
talk about the retreat, because I wanted to come last year. And then, as we know, Hoover Bob, my dad, had a lot of, God bless him, health issues and life and stuff. But Amy had a wonderful retreat. It was in the Catskills or the Berkshires.
It's a little closer to Ithaca.
Ithaca is gorgeous.
Ithaca is gorgeous, and that's close to the Finger Lakes. And it's called Light on the Hill Retreat Center.
Nice.
And the age range was 35 to 72, I think.
I love that. And when is do you know when your next one is, like, about? Oh, you do?
Yeah, we've already started planning it. I haven't announced. This is really my public announcement.
Is it okay to do so?
Yeah.
Do you want to touch I hold the rose quartz if you want to touch the rose quartz.
I will.
So yeah.
But so we're going to have it, we're adding one night on. So it's going to be 4 nights, Wednesday, March 20th to the Sunday, March 24th. And you can contact me at Fulgham Amy on Instagram if you want more info about that. And I'm very excited. We're going to focus on, the title is Restore to Spring.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to focus on restoration and yin. There will be some vinyasa, but I'm definitely going to have more yoga nidra than I did last year.
Nice.
Because I've fallen in love with it even more than I was last year. So I'm excited.
Yes, Gil. And pause cross that everything, I'm going to touch the rose quartz with you, that everything goes well. I will be there. And this is in March of 2024. Finger Lakes, New York, represent. Beautiful area, beautiful time of year to go to that area. I know Amy's last retreat, I saw, like, on her social media, everyone loved it. And also in the description of this and on my social media, I will be sharing how you could get in touch with Amy to sign up. She also always starts off class or ends class or has within her class usually a breathwork exercise. We'll do one of those at the end of this episode, but right now, we're going to get a little Phat, P-H-A-T. We're going to do what I'm calling rapid fire fatness. I did it when my mom and my dad and Harry, my boyfriend, were guests. I never officially called it rapid fire fatness with the PH, but that's what we're calling it. So, I really think what's important here, and this whole diet culture, we've been taught, you must eat this to be healthy. And I know for my polycystic ovarian syndrome, I do have to eat certain things to feel healthier. But hey, everyone wants to sometimes eat a prepackaged cookie and not have to, like, cry about it or go feel like they have to do 20 crunches and repent, speaking of the church theme. So it's not healthy to deprive yourself. And Amy and I are Southerners. In fact, this girl bought me a butter dish and a sugar bowl when my beloved mama, the one that she had given me, broke. So we know sometimes you just want a little butter and sugar. So Amy, what is your favorite childhood memory that is associated with food? Or one of them. I know I'm putting you on the spot.
My mother still is a great cook, but I do have this funny memory of we were at my grandmother's house, my mother's mother, and there were aunts and uncles and cousins there, and it was just like a normal summer night, and somebody made just a regular vanilla sheet cake with chocolate cake on the top. Chocolate icing on the top. And when it was finally ready, man, that thing was gone in 5 minutes. Like, everybody, it was like one of those where you see the little videos of people grabbing up the pieces and it was just like gone. I know that's a weird memory. But
no, it's great. I love it because it's sometimes like that simplistic thing. Like, I'm a big fan of just like yellow cake with chocolate icing. It's those simple moments that mean a lot. Once the cake, really, I have to say this in here. One time, Amy recently had a birthday, September 3rd. One year, I was like, I'm going to make you a cake, girl. And being Southern, I'm going to make the Cracker Barrel Coca-Cola cake. Yeah. So, talk about double whammy of all like the shit I say don't do. I mean, and I think Coca-Cola is not a wonderful thing, but boy, does it make your cake moist.
Delicious.
Dude, it made it so moist, y'all. That cake was like eating mush, but it was delicious. Chocolate Coca-Cola cake, boom. Amy graciously ate it, loved it. I mean, it was good.
Delicious.
But it didn't look so pretty.
It collapsed in the middle, and we have pictures of it.
We have pictures. Maybe we'll find them for a post, Yeah, we'll find them. Yes. We'll dig it up. Now, Amy, do you have a favorite, quote unquote, because I don't like this word, as we know, guilty pleasure food?
Guilty pleasure. Well, okay, so during, I did get COVID. I think it was May 2022, so a year ago. And I still had an appetite. And I ordered from the Pizza Masters in Jersey City, Jersey City Heights. I ordered eggplant parmesan and a chocolate pizza cake with chocolate icing. More cake. And two or three times since then, I'm like, God, I really could use some comfort food. I think I need some eggplant parmesan and chocolate cake.
That's so funny. I didn't know that. I know that we know that I didn't know that you liked eggplant parm.
I love eggplant
I used to make it back in the day, and Harry, as you know, makes the grilled eggplant. But wow, I love eggplant parm.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to go get it. Is that Renato's, the pizza?
Yeah.
Dude, they're freaking good.
They're good. Yeah. And that's what I've ordered. Just I mean, not even once a month, but I'm like, I really need some eggplant parm.
I love it.
Chocolate cake.
The Southern girls like eggplant parm as their comfort food, which is not very Southern of us, but I love that. The guilty pleasure.
It's very Jersey City.
It is. And you know what's funny is that's not even super guilty, but what is guilty on a scale of fat to guilt?
Well,
who cares? Fat with a PH.
When I was having something rough happened in June, and I told my friend about the eggplant parm, he goes, yeah, melted cheese and chocolate cake. That helps.
That helps. And breadcrumbs,
Oh, yeah.
Breadcrumbs. But on that same note, what is one of your favorite healthy foods? Or things that you make that's healthy that you like?
Yeah. Well, let's see. I mean, I could eat fruit all day, and some people think, oh, fruit is not healthy. Fruit is healthy. It has
sugar, but your body, it's its own sugar. Your body needs that.
Right.
And it has hydration, fiber.
And so nutrients.
Antioxidants. I mean.
Yeah, so I love fruit. God, I'm not coming up with a really great. Oh, kombucha.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know you love kombucha. Yes. And, I feel like it's been a while, but during one of our crazy vegan cleanse, I feel like we made bars or something with nuts and all this stuff.
Oh, I've made those before.
And I feel like we like those, the seed bars.
Yes,
that you're not paying like an arm and a leg for. You just make them at home.
No, you just got to make sure you don't use honey, because then they wouldn't be
vegan. Because then the sugar, then they wouldn't be vegan. Look at me, I'm thinking about the sugar, but they wouldn't be vegan.
Yeah, you got to put maple syrup
that's the whole thing.
Like that. Yeah.
Dude.
I know.
And girl, what is this is really putting you on the spot, because I mean, I think if I had to answer this, I'd have 25 and I'd be too ADD to even answer it. But do you have a healthy lifestyle mantra?
That's probably changed over the years. And, well, I would say wrapping in my yoga nidra. Now I would say take time to rest.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm realizing now, and I haven't even mentioned that I am now teaching yoga and mindfulness at an addiction recovery center.
Oh, yes, we definitely, I'm glad you brought that up. Yes.
Yeah, and I just realized, people rely on so many things, and they need to be able to rest and not feel guilty about the rest.
Amen to that.
And it's because, anxiety is rampant.
Yep.
And I was talking to another friend of mine who did the last yoga nidra, and she just said it helped her realize that she's just always focused on, I have things to do. What do I need to get accomplished? And you just have to, you have to slow down so you can realize when you go into that space of, oh my God, why am I so anxious? Why am I living in this anxious place? And bring it down.
Yeah.
Bring it down and rest.
Your classes have really helped me with that, because even this weekend, I was pet sitting. I was away from my own home, and I brought obviously work and stuff to do. But a couple times I said, Brooke, indulge, live a little.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, oh, but I need to read this magazine, not because I wanted to read it, because I wanted to get the magazine to get ready to give to you. I give Amy some of my, we share magazines, or read this play for work. Do this. And I said, Brooke, just take a moment to sit. Your pet's sitting right on the Hudson River. You have a beautiful view. Pet the doggy and look at the view and rest. It's okay. Don't worry about the to-do list.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, like you said, you're going from substance to substance, and workaholic, they call it workaholic, but that is also an addiction.
Oh, yeah.
Because people are afraid to have the in-between, the pause. Amy, do you remember a moment or a series of moments, or maybe like a time, or as my little cousin Rosie saying now, it's her kindergarten era, or I hear about the hot girl era, whatever that is. I don't know if we want to go there and be basic.
Girl summer.
Your fat girl era with the PH, hot girl summer. Was there ever a moment when you felt like you really kind of owned your inner fat girl, your inner pretty hot and tempting girl, or where you felt like a light bulb moment? Was it yoga? Was it not yoga? I've had many light bulb moments. One of those light bulb moments was when we were on set portraying hookers, of all things. Again, we won't say the show because of the strike, supporting the strike. But do you have any moments like that?
Well, I have always gone up and down, you know, and sometimes I'm like, man, I'm feeling pretty hot, and I had this great dress, and I look great. And just to be honest, I am recently postmenopausal, and I'm having a hard time finding my inner fat girl again, you know.
Word.
And but I know it's there.
She's there.
There. I got to keep taking care of myself.
Yeah.
And making adjustments, because it is a big adjustment.
Yeah.
And the hormones, it made me realize how much of our personalities are really our hormones.
Yeah. Oh.
So I got to find that inner fat girl again. And I think continuing to teach yoga, I really love teaching yoga, and I love helping other people, and it's making me realize that I've been really lucky my whole life, that I've been a dancer since I was about 8.
Mm-hmm.
And I've kept it up over the years. I've kept up the fitness, and I'm just realizing that so many people don't have that luxury.
Yep.
You know, so I'm proud of that, and I realize how lucky I am. I just finished canoeing 90 miles in 9 days on the Spanish River with my boyfriend and 10 Dutch people.
Hey!
But that takes strength, you know, and I'm 55 and I'm still doing crazy things like that, so I feel lucky.
That's right, girl. And that's what it's all about. That's what this podcast is all about, you know, and what you said, like the inner fat girl, we might not always feel fat with a PH. Yeah. Sometimes we might feel fat with an F, and that's fine too. But, you know, when you rolled up here today, literally rolled up here, Amy biked over here. She has her helmet. She's wearing this awesome outfit. It's like hot pink, like a tank top, sports bra, biking shorts, looking fierce. But it's not just looking fierce, it's being fierce, because she so graciously came over. We're hanging out today. She's leading yoga tonight. She is helping people. She's really helping people, and her body, like she said, can do so much. Her voice is a big advocate for helping others, and we'll find our fat girls together. Oh, I'm fixing to cry. You know, and it's like, you know, do Amy and I need to go out and like put on like hot pink lipstick and like get all fabulous and go out and eat eggplant parmesan and feel fat? Maybe. Whatever it is, or maybe not. It's just about just doing what you can day to day, being in the moment and accepting where you're at. And that's what yoga is about.
Yep.
And I will have Amy take over now. She's going to give us a little taste, if that's all right, of a simple breathwork exercise that we can do to kind of just relax and ground and be present with ourselves.
Yeah, you know, I'm just going to do the simplest one. You only have to do 3 breaths with 8 counts in and 8 counts out, breathing in through your nose and out through your nose, to go from the fight and flight nervous system to the rest and digest nervous system. So this is just really simple, but it's a great tool to remember. If you're in the subway and you're getting upset because the subway's not moving, or if you're driving, or who knows when, if you're standing in line and you're getting upset. So let's just do that. So just take a regular breath and then breathe out, and then close your mouth. Breathe in through the nose, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just return to your normal breath. And I hope you can use that tool at any time that you need it to bring yourself to that rest and digest response.
I love that, Amy. And it's easy to remember because the rule of 3, as in the rule of comedy, are just 3 trapezoid, not a trapezoid, but a pyramid, triangle. Remember the rule of 3, and just 8 and 8.
Yep.
So that's very simple. Yeah.
It's easy.
Amy has a lot more of that in her classes. She teaches private lessons at her retreat, reminding y'all that she will be doing a chakra Zoom upcoming starting September 24th on Sunday evenings. For those of us who are on the East Coast, it's 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but you can join in from wherever. She will also send you the class the next day if you can't attend the class. 7 weeks. It skips Columbus Day for just $70. I'm not saying it's well worth its weight in gold because Amy's one of my best friends, but because it has really helped me, because she's a wonderful teacher. You'll learn a lot. And again, like Amy mentioned, it is on Zoom, but I feel no Zoom fatigue when I do it because Amy makes it to where you could just listen to her voice guide you.
Yeah.
You're not looking at other people. I turn my camera off. You don't want to see my boobs a flapping and stuff, because this is the type of yoga you don't have to wear a sports bra.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I wear my pajamas and then I go for it,
And you can just go right to sleep. Yep.
But Amy can be reached at Fulgham Amy. That's on Instagram at Fulgham Amy, FULGHAM AMY.
Yep.
Did I spell that right?
Yes.
And then, Amy, what is your new email address that you're having everybody direct questions to sign up?
It's Amy Fulgham Yoga at underthesamemoonyoga.com.
And again, I will be writing this in my descriptions. So if you want to go to the transcript or under the podcast descriptions, you'll be seeing all this information. Amy, thank you so much for coming on today. I feel like we could tell tales forever. I hope you'll be back for more.
Yes.
Amy you've been a wonderful guest.
Thank you.
Guestico.
Thanks
and
for having me.
his little rose quartz will hold it up.
Yes,
and send the love out there. And so thank you all again. Y'all really follow Amy. And if you want to learn more about her yoga, check out the description. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks so much for listening, y'all. It is my hope to inspire, uplift, and entertain you with this Who's Dat Fat Girl podcast. So, if you're hungry for more, you can book me to speak or perform my solo show that inspired this podcast, Fat Girl Costumes, written by yours truly and directed by Brian Lady at your virtual or in-person event. Please visit brookehoover.com/fluffybuttproductions or email me at contactbrookhoover@gmail.com for more info. And let's follow each other on Instagram. I'm at Brooke Hoover, and the O's in my name are not the letter O, they're zeros. Not because I want to be a size 0, but because I guess I'm just so clever with my late 90s Yahoo self. And if you like this podcast, which I really hope you do, please give me a 5-star rating and write a review on Apple Podcasts. And most importantly, share this with your friends, family, and other people you may know who are as fat as we are. That's fat with a PH.